Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to Maru vs Serral, a best of 5 that was recently played at the Home Story Cup. Now, this was once lauded as one of the greatest matches, one of the most anticipated matches in a LAN environment, but honestly, as of late, Serral has just been destroying Maru. It hasn't really been close. I checked before the series, out of the last 18 maps, Serral won 17 and Maru won a single one. That is not very close. That is almost as impressive as my record against Serral, which in the last 7 years, not winning a single map. I have played a little less against Serral than Maru has, because I usually don't get so far in the tournaments, but still, it's, usually when high-level players get compared to me in their score versus someone else, it's not a very flattering comparison. So Maru not in good company here, that's for sure. Fast layer coming out of Serral here, who, let's see, what do we have here? 6 queens, adding in a 7th, adding in an 8th, no? Baneling Nest, second cast, alright. I'm digging it here. This is played on a new patch, of course. As we're seeing the stim come out over here. We have 8 Hellions and a Liberator now popping out. One of the things that I feel like Maru is a little bit worse at than Clam, and I feel like every Terran is a little bit worse at than Clam, is the ability to do stuff with the Hellions. I feel like if you compare the Terrans, you know, Clam is just someone that seems to always magically slip by with high Hellion numbers, deal some damage. Now Liberator is sieging up in position, he's going to get a single kill, quick Spore build there out of Serral, who's going to match the Liberator here as well. Ooh, Hellions. Little bit of a miscontrol there. It's going to take quite a bit of damage as he manages to sneak in. Lynx are not in position to help out. Serral's just going to run in. We'll end up losing 5 drones total. I think a lot of that is the Liberator. Yeah, 3 workers killed by the Liberator. So 8 Hellions go down, and he only kills 2 drones with it. And only 5 Lynx. That is terrible. Now, of course, it's a distraction, and the Liberator managed to maybe stay alive for a bit longer, maybe get a bit more damage in as well. But this is not great damage. Serral already off to a brilliant start here on Whispers of Gold. As mentioned before, on the new map, on the new patches. Or sorry, on the new maps, on the new patch. It's going to send some of these links now across the map, see if we can get anything done. The answer to that is no. Maru is ready and in position. Stim has finished up, combat shield now on the way. Viking landed just to make sure that he doesn't die against any type of weird Ling attack. Serral, of course, not known to be very cheesy. Ooh, that's not a full wall, by the way. Serral could have committed, but might have lost all of his links in there and not dealt a whole lot of damage. Maru even goes in with a stim now, wants to run across the map. Creep continues to spread, as 6 Banelings and 18 Lynx start popping out here. 75 drones for our Zerg player against the 61 of the Terran. We have a factory coming out, tank staying at home, so the defenses are in order. Question now is, how is the offense going to look like? What is it going to look like? We have an attack over here towards the 4th base and a lift up in towards the main base. Most likely is going to be the follow-up play. This is something we've seen a lot of Terran players do. Seeing if they can get something done here with these Marines. Ooh, forced out another stim. That's the 2nd stim, and at the same time Decisive is being taken out. Not sure where these Banelings came from, and neither did Maru, because he wasn't quite ready for it. Queens push it back, Lynx already patrolling in the main base will stop this drop from landing. The Spore pushes back the Viking. This is a phenomenal start for Serral, who just detonated 2 Banelings into those rocks. Those rocks have now officially dealt more damage to Serral than Maru has. And it's not a great look. There's still only 8-9 Marines left over. This is a god-awful start here for the South Korean Terran player. Adding in the extra barracks already, going for the 2-2 upgrades as well as the drilling claws. Picks up the Marines and pisses off, at least temporarily. 4th CC about to finish too. 5th base is soon to be operational here for Serral, who's staying at a relatively low worker count given how easy this early game was. I think this is something that a lot of Zergs have been doing as of late, where they're just not wanting to go up instantly to 96, 97, 105 drones or whatever number it is that they usually aim for, and actually staying a little bit in the low 80s. And I don't really mind it, as once again Serral's just gonna find quite a bit of damage here. Mine gonna get taken out before it gets the connection, and that's good to see. Planning the creep. Jesus Christ. This is some crazy good creep threat, isn't it? He's covering half the map already, and this has been an active Maru. A very active Maru. Drilling Claw Boys now boosting across the map. Marine's gonna get picked up. Not a single factory unit with this push, of course. This is just waiting to get hit by a Baneling as well. All of these medevacs completely dry. And sucked dry by having to heal these Marines the entire time. 4 mine drop, now heading in towards this base. Spore almost done, but not quite. Pick up tons on the Serral. I'm not sure if people even try to deal damage against it with harassment. He just doesn't take it. Just doesn't take any damage. Queen count is at 11. This base is not gonna get taken out here either. Maru is kind of evening up the supply. Serral's at 93 drones. Resources lost fairly even. Managed to get into the hive from pure Ling Bane. Do you have any Vipers out at this moment or not quite? I don't think so. What is the follow-up here, by the way? Like, are we going into Ultras? Is it just pure Ling Bane until the day we die? Or what is this? Links being split off? A lot of these mines are really connecting with this army in a big way. Like, we saw some minor mine hits, but no big ones. At least not that I'm aware of. It's also like half the army. The other half is just over here on the left side near the third. It does feel like that Serral is struggling a bit more than he was before. Resources lost now slightly in favor even of Maru. I was wanting to deny this 6th mine is gonna connect with at least a couple of those links. More mines in the back will get taken out before they get to fire. Control out of Maru is good, but not quite good enough. Ling Bane does clear a large portion of that army as the first 2 Vipers are almost out. We'll just need to gather a little bit of energy and they'll be fine until the end of time. I really wonder what the follow... Okay, there we go. Hydra's now coming in. I hadn't quite seen that Hydra then yet. Maybe I had and I forgot about it. Serral did not forget about it though. Now I'm gonna send in forward a couple of these links. Make sure that mines can't clear the big clumps, so to say. 7 base going down as well. Serral has now officially taken all of his own bases. We're 11 minutes in, and he's occupying all the spaces he needs to occupy, really. Ooh, small mine hit. 2 more mine per row, no mine hits. 42 more links, 9 banelings. Carapace level 3, +1 range. Here come the parasitic bomb boys. Boom, 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 boom. I want to give you a disease. What? There you go. Parasitic bomb on one of these medevacs. One of these medevacs extremely low on energy, by the way. Look at that. There's just 2 bad boys with the purple still in there. That's not good. Means every single time you stim, these units are gonna stay in the yellow or in the orange. It's exactly what you don't want. You want these bad boys to remain green. I think this 6 base is gonna get taken out. Well, actually, these 2 little units, and Serral, of course, is just gonna split off a couple of links. He's going to deal with this. I'm not sure if these drops got spotted. If they did, then Maru's doing a good job pretending that he didn't see him. Don't pay attention to that, buddy. Just a couple of overlords. I like that Serral moved them back while they were in vision. It's like, I'm not quite sure if this is how it works, buddy. Like, he knows what's happening. Instantly starts 3 turrets as well. Yeah, I don't think you're getting in there. Frenzy starts here, or sorry, Nanomuscular Swell, allowing the Hydras to use the lunge ability, the small speed boost that the Hydras can utilize. Infantry armor level 3 completes as well. As these banelings, well, they're trying to find Marines, but there's no Marines in this army, or hardly any Marines in this army. That means that the Lings are going to be having a blast, the Hydras are going to be having a blast as well. Parasitic bombs are always having a great time, and I do believe that Serral gets a relatively decent trade over here. It feels bad at the moment, but if you take a look at the supply, you see 80 more Lings on the way. All of these medevacs completely empty. We're like half a sneeze away, and all of these will fall out of the sky. There we go, number 1 goes down, lunge gets used, 2 of these medevacs, 3 of these medevacs get taken out, and now we're going to have a push in forward. 5th base hasn't even landed yet on the side of Maru. And I think he's in more than just a little bit of trouble. He might be in some actual serious trouble. Alright, get an abduct over here, 1 tank comes in, ghosts now pop out of the barracks, the first 4. Always makes me happy to see. Happy side. Serral is not taking any of his opponent's bases yet. Wouldn't surprise me if at some point in the future he will. It feels like it's about time to try and take one of his opponent's bases. Although right now his game plan mainly seems to be focused around denying the 5th base. And he's been doing a good job at that because there's no 5th yet. Here comes another attack. Very action-packed game here between these two. We've seen worse, that's for sure. Seismic Spine's about to finish up as well. This is now a pure marine army, or before there hardly was any. Now it's as pure as can be. Double expand at the same time. Interesting play out of Maru. Couldn't expand, one at a time, so he decides to go for 2. You might think you're spreading yourself thin, and that is definitely true, but at the same time, that also means that Serral now needs to focus on 2 things. Well, actually, that's not true. He could just focus on 1 thing. So, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. It's going to be moving forward. There's nothing here to defend this base. I guess it was bait in a way, but if it was bait, I don't want to be one of these SCVs. Like, that's using live bait there, my friends. Good luck telling that to the families. Base at the same time on the bottom left is also going to get taken out. Command center actually goes down too. Some important infrastructure there being knocked out of the sky. We only have triple orbitals. That means that scans aren't so plentiful. We have a Nidus network that has now started. We have Seismic Spines and Adaptive Talents. +2 range about to finish too. I mean, we're entering a situation in which if Serral gets a Nidus in, or if Serral just gets a position with lurkers anywhere, I'm not sure if Maru really has enough scans. He currently possesses 0 scans. That's not a whole lot. It's going to be completely blind against these lurkers. We'll continue to try and push up this high ground. Here come the mines. Ooh, that was a big fat hit. Holy crap. 13 kills there at once. Nidus Worm. Let's see how he's going to deal with it. F2's a big portion of his army back home. Picks up 2 medevacs with marines. Should really hurry up a little bit. Do we have any lurkers in there? No, there's no lurkers. Dude, if there were lurkers in here, even just 2, that would have been game-changing. That actually would have been game-changing. This probably already is quite game-changing by itself, though. At least forcing out a serious response out of the opponent. Marines are going to clean it up. Still 76 new links on the way. Resources lost 22 to 27k. Serral taking the top right, Serral taking the bottom left, but hasn't mined from these bases yet. So, like, Maru's plan obviously is to take 7 bases eventually and kind of stabilize. If he manages to eventually stabilize, he's gonna get these better trades continuously. This is a small looking army, by the way. Holy crap, where are the mines? Where's the rest of your stuff, dude? Where is it? 81 SCVs, 10 medevacs, 11 ghosts, 27 marines, a bunch of mines, 5 mines to be exact. You have 2 Vikings in the skies as well. Serral setting up a flank. Here comes the Viper flank as well. EMP's missing so far. Now they will connect. Planetary in more than just a bit of trouble as it's burning, and now it has exploded. And that is indeed a bit more than just a little bit of trouble. 8 workers going down as well. And this is the problem, right? Usually when Terran plays these types of games, they have like 12 orbital commands and they have 4 CC. So every planetary you bust, they're just going to instantly replace it. That's not the case here whatsoever for Maru. Maru is pretty freaking poor. He has a decent army. But honestly, so does Serral. Serral still has a lot of cash in the bank as well. Is now going to try and push this back and will succeed at it. Ghosts are being picked up. Lunge gets used as these Hydras move on forward. Will take out Maru here in game number 1 of Whispers of Gold. Alright. After that blockbuster of a first game, we're now here in our second on Ultra Love. As Serral really just did a dominating performance. It felt at certain points that maybe Maru had a chance of stabilizing, but this is not a hold-out challenge where Maru's goal is to survive until the 15-minute mark. Ideally, he also tries to be competitive against the opponent. But Serral just makes stuff look so stupid, to be honest. Like, you look at the guy and he just holds everything and he's bulletproof. He's like full body armor. Like, he has one of them helmets with there's not even a spot to look out. There's no spot for the eyes. It's just a massive piece of armor and he moves forward and it's like cameras on all sides, so he sees everything coming. Nothing is vulnerable. Like life in a freaking tank. It's absolutely surreal watching him play. It's like, if you were to watch StarCraft 2 for the first time, and you watch Serral play, you think that this is like a normal, you know, that the harass deals almost no damage, that the Zerg is just up 30 workers, like 10 minutes, like 6 minutes into the game, and the entire map is covered in purple goo. It's like, this is special. We forget it sometimes. Get lost in the sauce. This is no regular schmuck that he's playing against either. Let's see what Maru's plans are here. Okay. Pops in, pops out, poof poof. Let's see what the plans here are, buddy. Okay. It's a fat grenade there in front of the queen. I always feel like a grenade should stun the queen for a little bit, you know? If you get a grenade thrown at you, surely it's more than just a tiny little bounce. It feels like the bounce is almost disrespectful to the word grenade. No, I could be wrong. Oh, here comes a Ling run by. The pain starts early today. One SCV goes down. Second SCV. Oh, nice micro there. Gonna get microed into the refinery. They'll still end up dying anyway. 4 SCVs falling. Like a crap ton of mining time lost. On mules, on SCVs. This was... Like, this is the type of stuff that's so frustrating, right? If I knew how to pull up that graph where we show the resources lost, I would do it. But I have no clue how to do that, so we'll pretend it doesn't exist. But if we could see that graph, you'd see like a massive dip on Maru's side. Because he was just not mining there at all. Then losing 5 workers as well. Setting himself up for a truly awful game already. He's playing the exact same build order after the grand success that the 8 Halley and harass was in the previous game. Viking into lip once more. You know what the worst part about all of this is? Is that this is a risky build as well, you know? It probably would die against a roach push. That is what bothers me. And that's what should bother Maru the most as well. It's like he's playing like a greedy little prick. You know, I'd do the same thing if I'm not favored. But then the early game still isn't good for him, you know? It's not like he's killing like 6 overlords and 35 workers. No, like he loses 5 SCVs to a 4-ling run by. It's like surreal stuff. You just hate to see it as a Terran fan. Maru is now going to be moving towards the left side of the map. He's going to go for perhaps a similar move. Overlord's going to get knocked out, but he will get up again. This guy's going to just straight up siege up into this spore. I can smell it already. No, it's going to run past. That's going to be 3 hits there. 4 hits. Half HP on that lip instantly. Spore is going to move over. Okay, this thing is going to get knocking down. Look at that. There's 37 HP remaining right now. Maru wonders what he's been doing with his life as he flies in with these Hellions, gets a hit on the 4th base, and it's like, dang it. This is not what I signed up for, boys. Queen now pops out. Serral not paying attention. Never mind. It's going to build a spore here instantly. Doesn't lose a worker. Oh, he does. Oh, and another one. 2 workers going down. Maru's going to commit to... I didn't really know what that was. They're going into a dangerous area. A cool move, but didn't achieve a whole lot except get a bit of damage here on the cars. Viking killed a single drone and took a bit of damage as well. Yeah, this was a non-successful start. 73 workers here for Serral against the 51 of his opponent. Yikers, as the kids would say. Absolutely yikers, as the kids would say. We have 2 more barracks coming in right now. And here come the cars. And there go the cars. I mean, these cars just haven't been able to achieve a whole lot. 54 workers against 72 right now. 5th base already on the way. If this thing survives, I'm actually going to be upset for Maru. Hey, this thing, there's no creep nearby. No vision, no units. All Maru needs to do is send 2 medevacs over there. His first 2, he can send them. Couple of marines. Pew, unload, use the steroids, and there we go. We're gonna be just fine, alright? Gonna shoot some guns. Okay, this Viking's gonna get knocked out. Oh. Maru did pay attention to it, so at least he saw it die. It's always nice when that happens. Aliens now gonna clear 3 creep tumors. This is not the, you know, the idea you have of Hellions when you're building them at the start of the game. You know, I don't think he made this this cost-benefit analysis. You know, it's like 8 aliens, 800 minerals, lots of production time on a reactor. Like maybe I'll take out 1 or 2 creep tumors. Best case scenario 3. Like, that is not how the thought process went. His thought process was like, I hope I get to kill 35 workers, 4 queens, and my liberator goes unchecked in the main base for 6 minutes or something like that. You know, that is what Terrans dream of. This also went god-awful. He's bulletproof, this guy. He's gonna run across the map now. He's gonna clear all of these marines. Maru wasn't paying attention for 3 or 4 seconds. That's enough for Serral to immediately pounce on you. Like, you look away for a second. Yeah. Your girlfriend isn't yours anymore. Serral sitting next to her. How fast did he do that? I don't know. She's the way that he rolls. Boom. Smells an opportunity, he takes it. Doesn't sit and wait around like a loser. 2-2 upgrades on the way as well for the finisher. Hasn't thrown down an infestation pit yet, has he? Is that a mistake? Oh, he has an infestation pit, never mind. He just has forgotten his hive. Could start at any moment now. 182 supply to 146. 87 workers to 75. Hive on the way. Creep once again, covering half of the map. I don't even really know what to say about this type of stuff. Like, when you watch something like this. Like, this is a completely dominant performance. There's really levels to this thing. It's crazy as well, because Clem has made Serral look like a bit of a schmuck in the past few series that they've played. It's surreal to see the difference between Maru and Clem in their Terran versus Zerg then. I mean, Maru just isn't in control ever. Like, he's staying alive. He's playing the mission where, you know, during the night the zombies come out to kill you, and then during the day you have to clear their houses, like the infested Terran houses. Except the night never ends. It's like in the zombies they just keep going, and you're just trying to set up, and eventually you just run out of cash and you die. Like, it feels like Serral hasn't even really done anything aggressive yet. He hasn't really tested his opponent. How the hell did Maru see this? He must have spotted that somehow. Ooh, okay, this could be actually a pretty big win here for Maru if he can corner this army. At the same time, though, we have a Ling Bane attack heading in towards the 4th base, where also the 5th happens to be building. But this is going to end up dying. Phenomenal play here out of Serral, kind of turning this around. This could have been really bad, ends up being pretty darn okay. Still ends up losing. Oh, that was a fat freaking mine. Holy cow. Jeez Louise. That was a huge mine shot. 14 Baneling kills, I think that was. 2 Overseers also going down. Okay. Maru's is making some plays here. This 5th base hasn't been taken out, so can now function as a 4th. He's adding in another command center and another command center. So he's going to be building 2 at the same time. Now even moving on the map. I think this is the type of army that should probably not be moving on the map by itself. Yeah, you might need some adult supervision there, buddy. Whether it's going to be some mines or just some more units, I don't really care. Gonna need something else though. It's now gonna stim in forward, try and clear some creep tumors. Serral's just kind of idling on the left side, while also setting up something for the right side. Still has these droppers available if he wants to, but I think the triple turret is gonna shut that down in a pretty big way. 6th base is now gonna be taken. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6. No, sorry, 7. 6 are already mining. There's 8 bases per side on this map. I just don't see how you're going to get a positive split if you're the Zerg player here. If this really goes into a late game split. I struggle to see it. I really do. Oh, there we go. Big blinding clouds. 2 of them. Going to hit these tanks. Mines as well. Now connecting in a big, big way. Commenced it. What? You forgot to lift the orbital. That's a rookie move. That's really the one advantage you have with the orbital. Managed to do a bit of damage here at least, but that needs to piss off again as well. Oh, man. Maru is... yeah, he's not in a great spot. Not in a great spot. Has lost 18 workers, struggling to get the cash. It's now flying 2 command centers to new locations. Has a decently sized army on the right side. Has a, well, I mean, a good size as well here on the left. Like, I don't mind this army. it just feels like that Serral never has to worry about anything. You know, he hasn't even taken any real damage. He's lost 2 drones and 1 queen. That's the only eco damage that Maru has done. In comparison, we've seen a planetary, a CC, 25 workers gone down. Like, that is serious damage here. You have 2 fights now happening at the same time. Maru is going to be losing at least one of them. The other one he'll actually stay alive in. Has a lot of ghost. Couple of mines now joining the fight as well. This is a fight with a bit of potential. If you can do this off creep. I'm not even entirely sure how Serral is supposed to win that. He's very keen to just stay on Ling Bane for these extended periods of time. 5th base now lands as well. Here come the Lings moving in forward. Not doing a whole lot. Queen also being knocked down. Just not sure if there's enough mines to really force the Lings to split. No, this is what I'm afraid of. At the moment you have a fight over here, still just kind of end up losing. I don't know, it kind of stays alive though. This was a good trade, I think. This actually was a good trade. I've been 2 negatives. Ooh, these were also good hits. If Maru doesn't lose a crap ton of stuff here against this run, but closes the depots in time. Phenomenal play here out of the Korean Terran player. He is on 5 bases. Once again, I do have to make a small note, a footnote here. There's not that many orbital commands. We only have 3. If this was a game where Maru has 6, 7 orbital commands, I kind of would be loving it. Right now, it's probably a playable position for sure. He has such a high mine count, has a lot of units, army supply fairly large as well, is pushing into a position where maybe he's not allowed to be. Ghosts will need to be picked up, mines need to burrow, and this is going to be a massive W there in that fight for Serral. Now he needs to piss off with these ghosts. Serral's going to continue pushing in here. That's a ballsy move. Not so sure if it's the correct move though. Seems to be the case. The Banelings are going to connect with the planetary, will take it out. Serral out of cash. Has an extra command center over here, but no extra command center down here. He's going to be flying his main orbital command over to the 4th base location. As Maru pushes at the same time. Has 2 tanks, 8 mines. A metric crap ton of medevacs as well. The thing here is that the Baneling count is actually surprisingly low. 21 Banes. Like, that is not a crazy number at all. This base is gonna get sniped too. Serral now with a bad unit split, or is it? As the Lings on the top side are gonna detonate a lot of the mines. Medevacs going down against a parasitic bomb is quite painful. One more will end up falling. Leaving the medevac count at only 6 right now. Supply count of 183 to 199. 102 army supply to 116. This looks pretty freaking scary here for Serral, to be honest. This looks really scary. There's no more creep over here, so it's going to need to move off creep. Lots of ghosts still in the back as well. It's going to snipe a couple of these overseers. We have the Marauders being sent in forward. Tank in the back, dishing out a lot of damage. A couple of Banelings are going to get the connections on this army, though. And with a bunch of Banelings still remaining, Maru is going to end up getting pushed back. At the same time, this Nidus is going to, well, get a single lurker out. That's probably not going to be enough. Serral still has a superior eco by about 700-800 minerals a minute. 600 gas more a minute as well. Serral has a significant gas bank. That's not gonna help him though if he needs to remax quickly. Does he have the larva for it? Yes, he does. So probably just debating how he wants to remax right now. 19 more Banes. This base has almost died. If this base had died, it would have been a pretty big deal. It would have actually been very, very helpful. Army supply still close as well. It's small stuff like this that absolutely triggers the crap out of me. The cancel into the drone burrow, you know? Just keeping every single unit alive when you can. We have some lurkers here on a side quest. Gonna be attacking this planetary plus orbital combination. This is so easily dealt with if you have like 1 or 2 liberators, but Maru is not a huge liberator enjoyer majority of the time in this matchup. Prefers playing just like mine, tank, ghost composition. He's gonna push into this spot right now. He's up 20 army supply, lots of mines, lots of tanks. But this ghost do get surrounded fairly early on. Loses all of them pretty much. Now his mines are also being taken out. More marines will end up showing up. Lurkers. Oh, one Liberator has dealt with this, at least temporarily. A couple of Banelings still rolling in forward. Will get cleared. And I think that Maru is at least going to hold this position for a little bit longer. Can we get a fungal on top of this army? Maybe it's not even quite going to do it. Banelings need to join in on the fight as well. Here they come. Serral's going to be pushing this army back. And as these Lurkers are still alive too. Maru is actually kind of struggling with this. More Lurkers now moving in forward. They're just kind of running back and forth. Kind of running back and forth here. There's no command, or sorry, no planetary here, just an orbital command. Serral at 3k mineral income. Still maxed out. Annoying the ever-living crap out of his opponents. Going to lose a bunch of his Lurkers, but at the same time is now moving in forward to try and deal with this, one of these bases that is still mining for Maru. See if that's going to be possible. He shoves himself in there. Maru does not like that. He wasn't ready. Needs to lift it up. Put those SCVs away. A lot of freaking changelings. Like, for how good the early game was for Serral, I'm honestly insanely impressed how well Maru is executing in the later stages of the game with a fairly aggressive style as well. This is going to be an off-creep fight here. Low Baneling count. Are the mines in time? No, they're not really. Too late to set up. As a result, Serral's actually going to win this fight. I heard a Nidus go down or go up. Not sure where it went. It doesn't matter. GG gets called. Maru not believing here in a good ending in game. Map number 3 between Maru and Serral will be played on Abyssal Reef and starts with a low ground depot. I don't know what this means. Usually it indicates a double Rex Reaper opener, but this is not the map I'd entirely expected on. The reason for that is quite simple. You have a ramp leading into the natural. I don't think the rush distance is necessarily short. It's a pretty small area here to cover as well with queens. I guess it's hard to take a third base. I mean, I could see that. I don't have a second SCV down quite yet. Maybe he's just going to build everything in the wall, barracks, factory, add in a depot and kind of take it from there. That is something I haven't seen in a while, but it is possible. It's not like that's an illegal move. Serral opens up with an early pool. So we're going to see maybe an attempted Ling run by. Just like pool into hatch, into pretty late gas. I'm just curious to see what Maru has to do. Marine first. Alright. Yeah, I'm done with this stuff. Hell yeah. Marine command center, factory, throw down a reactor, get that fast factory. Oh, second Marine. Oh, I approve of this too. Oh. Second depot before the factory. That does surprise me. That does surprise me. He's not gonna get this Overlord, boss. You're not gonna get it. Ah, come up. He's gonna split it and see if he can deal enough damage. Yeah, I think the ideal play is to move to the left and then downstairs. That should be fine here. I think it will be safe, right? 96 HP. Yeah, it's gonna be just fine. Factory reactor, second gas is a follow-up. How about a little bit of mech though? Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of mech. A little bit of mech in my life. A little bit of Papa by my side. A little bit of cyclones, all I need. The triple battle cruisers, all you see. Interesting opener. Or at least an interesting building placement. This is the thing that people sometimes forget about Maru, is that this guy is really... I don't want to call him like a build order master, but he has some really good early game shenanigans. Once again, I'm also not saying that he's like an early game hero, like all he does is win in the early game. But I think Maru is the strongest in the early game and the late game. I think he has insanely good control and movement in the early game. And I think his understanding of late game compositions is phenomenal too. I feel like in at least TVP and TVZ, his weakest portion is often the mid game. So if you have someone like Serral that tends to just shut down stuff in the early game, Maru's first 10-12 minutes feel a little bit underwhelming, to be honest. So yeah, I hope to see something coming out of him here, because this is weird, right? This is a weird start. It is theoretically a 2-base Hellion Banshee opener with a late third. And weird stuff can always be difficult to deal with. Serral hasn't scouted quite yet what it is. Has seen the starport though, as well as the tech lab. He's now gonna sacrifice his overlord to get a little bit of extra info. Marine's not in position. Now we'll see the overlord pop in. It's just going to be too late though. Starport plus tech lab plus the cloak, and we'll see the spores go down. 4:30 is should be the latest, from my understanding. Any second you delay it after 4:30 means they're gonna be too slow. Okay, he starts at 4:36. Cloak is gonna finish up in 19 seconds from now. Spores, actually should be barely in time. I guess the Banshee won't have cloak, can fly in and deal a bit of damage already. Queens are largely out of position. Do you have spores? No spore in the main. Serral actually playing with a bit of fire here. Let's see how good he is with fire. Yeah, now starts it in the main as well, but Maru decides not to go there. Of course, he can't know where there are spores and where there aren't. 2 drones going down so far. And although this is significantly worse economically for Maru, you're kind of keeping your opponent on your toes here, and I already appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. It's going up to 5 Rex as well. You have this 3rd CC that is now finished up. 1-1 upgrades coming into. Yes, I'm digging it. Oh, yes, I am. Here. Double Banshees coming in forward. 4 Hellions as well, looking for something. What's the overall Banshee count? Was it really just 4? 4 Banshee, 2 4 Hellion, 2 Banshees. A very rare kind of opener. So usually you see 6 Banshee or 8 Banshee, not just 4. Does mean that his barracks are a bit quicker than usual. So maybe he's going to have more Marines with his first push. Medevac's coming out at about 6:30. Already has 9 Marines at this point. Actually, he's going to rally them across the map. He's looking for something here. He's also producing naked Marines here. Single Marines, no reactor on this. So he's pumping up those numbers as much as he can for the incoming push. That means there's going to be some serious commitment here. If he does not manage to deal the damage that he wants to, his follow-up is going to be much weaker because he's lacking production facilities, or he's lacking just overall production. Every Marine you build is cutting a Marine later on, basically, because it could have been a double Marine production cycle, right? With 2 Marines at a time if you have a reactor. So this is really expensive here for Maru, infrastructure-wise. He's also not hitting as hard as I would have expected. The tank is at home. Hellions are at home. Banshees are at home. This is just a 14 Marine push-out. It's going to clear a little bit of creep. Don't get me wrong. It's something, but he's still just building naked Marines. That's the 3rd cycle we're seeing here coming out of him. So that is 6 Marines, minus 6 Marines already at this point. Now he's going to get these reactors, and I don't think this has achieved what it should. Maybe Medevac 3 and 4 now. This is the peak number that he wants to have. But he's just busy like on a wild goose chase, but it's not geese you're chasing here, it's zerglings that are pretty fast. And also, they're not that useful to chase. I never quite understood why you want to chase goose anyway. Geese. Why you would want to chase a goose. I feel like people that chase birds in general are most of the time a little bit off in the head. Yeah. Mom was smoking deep into the 3rd trimester. Then you get these people that chase birds. Parents that let their kids chase birds around as well. They just rush me the wrong way. Yeah, these birds just sit, man. What's wrong with you? $128 supply to 152. You got a pickup, drop into the main. This is such a standard little, like a little, I don't know what I call it, a trick anymore. Also not a gimmick, it's just a move that you make. This is now part of, you know, what is supposed to be the standard. You attack somewhere, then you try to drop into the main, and Serral actually wasn't ready for it. Loses an extractor. Serral's supply looks very good here at 162, but we shouldn't forget that a lot of that is also in road supply. We shouldn't forget that his creep, where before 8 minutes into the game was halfway across the map, this time isn't even close to halfway across the map. Hell, he has barely left the station, okay? He has barely left the station. Can still see where he came from. He's going to move here towards the far left side of this map. We have a high ground drop now coming in as well. I love this maneuver. Absolutely phenomenal stuff out of the finish, or out of the Korean Terran. Try to drop here on the high ground. Tank is gonna get knocked out here by these Ravager Biles. 184 supply to 153. It's going to be pure range upgrades, by the way, so it's like a different style as well. Kind of switching it up here is Serral. Can't mine from his fort base currently. Fort base goes down for our good friend Maru. These were tech labs, I hadn't noticed that. He's pumping tech lab units here. Which is nice because he's fighting against a roach heavy composition. Gonna kill this fort base. 2-2 is about to finish up as well. This is a very good push. This went freaking well. This went extremely well, absolutely. This is the first game where Maru put himself into a position in which he isn't behind after 10 minutes. I actually think he's in a really good spot. Yes, Serral is still maxed out. Yes, Serral is at Hive, and Serral at Hive is extremely scary. But we shouldn't forget here that the creep is god-awful. There's not a single tumor here forward at the new fort base. There is a decent tank count. Vipers don't have energy quite yet, and 4 tanks are knocking on Serral's door. And I'm not so sure if Serral wants to open this door yet. He's not ready for it. Maru's actually going to pull back. And he's going to rotate towards the left side, giving Serral these valuable seconds here to gather a bit of energy, to get these 2-2 upgrades finished. Let's not forget about that as well. This was a 2-2 versus 1-1 that Maru has just given up. He said, no, I wanted to wait for extra reinforcements or a better position, but I actually think that was a big mistake. Maru maybe couldn't have known that. We, with the full vision, definitely did see it. Here comes Ploop. Cheeky little abduct. Do we have a second Viper on the way out? No, we don't. So it's still going to be a single Viper. Now we see the second one start. It is 4 base versus 4 base. We have, oh, triple lurker. How the hell did these guys manage to make their way across the map? Oh, no. Oh, no. It started out so nice. Lurker on the high ground. Lurker on the right. Lurker on the left. And look at Maru. Rather than calmly dealing with this and sending 2 drops home or some reinforcements, he's F2 move commanding his entire army back. All the pressure that he put onto Serral in the past minute, 2 minutes, it's pretty much disappeared. He's losing Ghost here to this single lurker. He's in this weird position. He's trying to dodge the last few spikes. He will. Loses 9 SCVs. Now Serral has map control. For the first time in this game, instantly starts up these dropper lords. Has the overlord speed on the way as well. This is still a fairly uncomfortable position for the Finn, but much more comfortable than it was just 40 seconds ago. That triple lurker run by actually saved his butt here. For sure. 3-3 upgrades coming out as well for Maru. As 2 tanks are sieging up over here. Can we get a blinding cloud? No, we're just gonna see an abduct instead. Poof, 1 more tank shot. No, not quite getting it. Lurkers being taken out on the right side. Serral really needs to be careful because he doesn't have a whole lot of firepower in this army. Has 4 lurkers that are defending this general area. I'm not sure why he would be doing that. I actually have no clue why he would be doing that. 5th base is also being constructed here for Maru. Okay. Oh, it's for the drops. They're just chilling there until the drops could show up. Oh, this is going to be gnarly because you can drop straight into the natural as well as into the main base. From this position. Maru seemingly knows about it, or at least he's moving in the general right direction. 6th base goes up for Serral. Still a very lowish worker count, 74. This little drop heading over towards the left side. Marines moving in first. Will need to be picked up and will piss off again as well. Sensor tower is going to help out massively here, by the way. I love how consistent Maru is in that, you know, either turret or sensor tower. He's always somewhat ready for it. Oh, this is beautiful as well. This is phenomenal stuff. Snipers moving into position to deal with this threat. And this is getting nipped in the butt right away. Nice try, Serral. I appreciate it. But Maru was there. And at the same time, we have a drop heading in towards the main base. How ready is Serral for this? I think the answer is not very ready. At the same time, how ready was Maru for his Medifex being abducted? He also wasn't very ready for that. 3-3 upgrades not quite done yet. That means this is 3-3 versus 2-2. And these Marines are going to make short work of those Queens. Bailing Nest could have been sniped. Would have been nice to delay that. Will not be happening. Still, a decent heads up here for Maru. He'll know what's coming in the future. He's adding in 5 more Ghosts. Dropping a couple of Marines. Killing a bunch of workers. Serral down in workers. And this is going to be the first game where we actually see a significant orbital command force coming out. I love that. I really do love that. The first time Maru manages to properly set up into a late game. And I think now things will change compared to the other games, where it felt like Maru never had the setup that he needed. This time he does. He has a good ghost count, actually a phenomenal ghost count. He has nice upgrades on the tanks. He has a good base count, good orbital count, good vision. He's on 5 bases. Taking a 6th is very tricky on this map. Taking a 7th is near impossible. Taking an 8th, I don't even want to talk about it. As Lurkers now trying to move into position to deny a bit of mining here on this base. Viper's moving too far forward, and as a result, one of them will end up getting sniped. We have this single Lurker here on the far right as well. Not quite ready. Ravager's moving forward. I'm not sure how Serral is doing this, but he's dealing so much freaking damage with a fairly weak-looking army. Surreal movement here out of the Zerg player, really. I don't understand how he's always in the right position at the right time. Right place, right time. I mean, I was just bragging about how nice this game looked for Maru and how hard he was going to own. And Serral says, you know what would be fun? If I take out 2 of your bases at the same time. And 32 workers as well. Maru's like, wait, what? That's not what I signed up for. Lurker count is fairly low. Luckily, we have 10 more new ones on the way. Nidus network has finished up as well. 5 orbitals out. It's at least something. And in a way, having a very low worker supply means that you can have a higher army supply. But you do need the money for that. And currently, well, quite frankly, the money ain't here. We're seeing 7 barracks pumping boys. Just pumping units. We also have 6 SCVs in production at the same time. So it's not like Maru is just going to stick to this low worker count. He does want to get the extra boys out. +3 vehicle weapon starts as well. He's still committed to that late game style, but he lost a lot of momentum. He lost a lot of eco there in that last attack. And now it's Serral once again moving in forward. Triple Vipers coming in. He's not really going to use any of the spells quite yet. I'm looking forward to see a Parasitic Bomb here. Yep, there we go. Parasitic Bomb goes down. We'll once again clear this base. Oh, a fat lunge there forward. As Command Center takes a bit of damage. We still have some Blinding Clouds here remaining. I think at least 1, maybe a couple of abducts as well. Tank range is surreal, no? How do you hit that? Holy crap. No Liberators in the mix. Means that these Ghosts will need to do it by themselves. We'll get some snipes off on those Lurkers. We have a new Command Center moving in forward. This tank is going to find a swift death against the Seismic Spines of the Lurker. The Seismic Spines of the Lurker will find a swift death once faced by the Sniper Rifle of the Ghost. I thought I saw a blue unit here ready. Oh! Look at this, there is. It's not a blue unit, it's a red unit. But it's a changeling. Oh, Maru notices it. Of course he does, because he's a genius. Very well done. Are there more? Okay, there's 2 more in the main base. Alright, I'm seeing the camera of Serral. I'm like, why is he looking in the main base of his opponents? Because he wants to throw these things down. Not so sure if Maru is paying attention to his main currently. What's in there? Oh, we have a lot of Lurkers in here. That is not a good look. 7 Lurkers. And without Liberators, it's going to be so freaking difficult to deal with this stuff. Neil Nidus starts instantly as well over here. Armory gets taken out. Here comes Serral, Hydra, Bane, and a couple of Vipers to finish the job over here. Planetary gets knocked down. Lurkers in the main, 23 workers going down. That brings the total on 77 workers killed. A phenomenal number of workers killed, may I say. The best. Absolutely the best number of workers killed. Carapace upgrade now comes in. For the flyers. I'm not sure it's like for some weird Muta transition, or what the hell am I looking at here? We don't have a greater spire yet, so I guess we'll need to wait for it. This is like a swarm host position almost. You have a bunch of lurkers now just running in. Ooh, that's scary because the ghosts were right there. That means they get to snipe this. At the same time, planetary gets taken out. Serral says, okay, you deny my lurker run by, I'll deny your planetary. That's a fair trade. New Nidus goes up in the main base. Changelings wanting to probably block the ramp. Maru's just being forced into an all-in position here, if I'm being honest with you all. If I'm being real honest. Maru's just... He needs to go, yeah. He's just freaking dead right now. He has 130 army supply, which is... You know, it's a good number. Don't get me wrong, he has 15 ghosts. That's a good number, but Serral has infinite cash in the bank. Serral has 50 larva. I don't really see him lose over here. He's gonna set up an attack. And this is just coming in from one side. Baneling's not really connecting with the ghost quite yet. Tank staying alive as well. Serral actually getting kind of blasted in that fight. At the same time, though, see the main base of Maru getting kind of blasted as well. Ling run by, going in to deal with this orbital command center. Planetary can't help out there. Reinforcements being picked off as well. These bad boys have adrenal glands, of course. One base is going to get taken out. Second base is going to get taken out here as well by Maru. Can Serral hold on? I think the answer is honestly just yes. He has 20 more Banes on the way. 29 more Banes on the way. He's slaughtering everything that comes out of these barracks. As long as he has larva, he should just be fine. And he still has 24 larva remaining. Here come the Banelings rolling on forward on the creep. Every single EMP hits those Vipers. But a lot of the Banelings are hitting the Ghost. And that is just going to be a serious issue over here. GG gets called. Serral wins. Once again, a one-sided series between those two phenomenal players. I think currently the rank 1 and rank 3 is what I want to say. Let me quickly check Illegal Ag. Ooh, the rank 1 and the rank 4 actually, Maru. Lower than max specs currently. I think it is rare to have 3 foreigners as the rank 1, 2 and 3. All races being represented are max specs, Clement, Serral and Illegal Ag being the highest rated players. Phenomenal stuff. Here for the foreigner scene. As, yeah, well played out of Serral. Maru not quite up to the task. Felt like he almost had it. Had a lot of pressure, but then the triple lurker run by, you know, just kind of getting it back there for Serral. And from there on out, once Serral has a bit of momentum, like he's freaking flying, man. He absolutely is. All right, it's going to be it for me today. Hope you all did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to like, but subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye-bye.